just a second. But I wanted to come on here really quick and acknowledge that there's been a bit of an absence in the challenge. That was not my initial intention, but to pull back the curtain a little bit. Shortly after I launched this challenge in July, we found out that a close family member was dealing with a health crisis. This family member is going to deal with this challenging health situation for the rest of their life, and it is going to change their life. When this happened this fall, my husband and I talked and decided and felt that it was the right time, and we wanted to be closer to all of our family and be there for this family member that means so, so, so very much to us. So we moved across the country from Los Angeles to Chicago. I will still be able to keep working in Los Angeles. I will be able to work locally there. And I have to thank my incredible community that's helping me do that. And it also means that my market has expanded into Chicago. Lots of changes. When I started this challenge, I had 2 months worth of monologues ready to go. But with all of these logistics, that runway and working ahead just ended up getting eaten up and eaten up and eaten up. And now I'm on a week-to-week basis. I will build that runway back. But for now, we're gonna keep going with this monologue today. And I ask for a while that you excuse some of the production value. The lighting is what it is. The background is what it is today. But hopefully quickly, we will get back to where we were. And I just want to thank you so much for following along in the challenge. We are gonna do these 1,000 monologues come hell or high water. Thanks so much for sticking with it. Here's the monologue. Yeah, they always want to blame the teachers. But what about the parents? It's always that we're incompetent, we're overpaid, we need more education. But what about the parents? They don't need an education. They could be dumb as bricks. Half of my students come in and they don't even know their real name, let alone how to spell it. I don't know my real name. My mama just calls me Fifi. Half of us teachers have 2 degrees. I only have 1, but I was a straight A student. Well, 3 B's and 1 D in physics, but those are dumb classes, and that is not the point. The point is, I plan to go to grad school once I finish paying off my undergrad 12 million years from now. And they say, oh, get educated on soft subjects like sympathetic behavior. What about a little sympathy towards us? We're the ones stuck with the brats all day. And I read this stuff about this No Child Left Behind stuff, these articles, and I get all worked up. Being like, sure, we should be focusing on education and watch out for kids, but I've been doing this a while, and not just kindergarten, and let me tell you, there are some kids that we need to leave behind, because if we don't, they are going to teach the others, and they are going to take over. In fact, there's 2 I'd like to ship off to Canada right now. Okay, let's break this monologue down. First, this is a standalone monologue called Cutting Remarks by independent playwrights Barbara Lhota and Ira Brodsky. Barbara and I were in communication, and I came across this monologue and asked her if I could share it in the challenge, and she was more than happy to oblige. So thank you so much, Barbara. It was really fun to play with, and I hope to feature more of your work on the 1000 Monologues Challenge in the future. We've done a lot of standalone monologues here, which means they're not part of a play or a larger story, so you get to build the world around it. They also can be fun because you can often play with time, condition, setting. So as written, this is set in a hair salon. because of my challenges here right now, I did not have the things to make this believably a hair salon. So I changed it to a nail salon, and I'm getting my nails done, and I'm just unloading on this poor nail technician. So for me, I always need to build a moment before. What is going on? And for this character, Candie, you kind of need to have like your 10-second moment before, but then also like what's been going on for Candie. And whatever your process is, whatever, that doesn't matter. You still need to have a sense of the point of view. Because if you don't, you can, I don't want to say necessarily miss the mark, but you can leave a lot on the table. And a monologue like this, I could do it 100 different ways and 100 different settings, and it would come out differently, hopefully, as long as you've prepared in a way that leaves yourself open to just experience it in the moment, which is the most important thing, to just be in the moment. So for me, I changed it to a nail salon. I came from an extremely frustrating PTA meeting, once again, where it's just piling on the teachers. And I teach kindergarten, and I've been teaching for like 10 years, and I teach kindergarten now, and it's like, it's still not even good enough for kindergarten. Like, these are 5-year-olds. It feels like I work so hard, I give so much, and it's just like, it's just never enough. It's just never enough. And there is a teacher crisis because teachers are piled on. And so this was comedic, and like, we can question how good of a teacher Candie is, but I think the larger question here is like, is that Candie, or is that a symptom of the system that Candie works in? There are incredible teachers who get so burned out because it is so hard on them, and I'm so pro teacher. It's such a hard job. So that's like the point of view. That's like, this is what I'm thinking about all the time. And then I just came from this meeting, and it's like, oh my God, right? Where it's, and like, I can't say anything. I can't get in these parents' face because that's a whole other thing too. So I just have to sort of take it. And then I'm like, I'm just gonna go get my nails done and do something nice for myself. This nail technician is so nice and says, well, what do you do? I say, oh, well, I'm a teacher. And she says, oh, my sister-in-law is a teacher. And man, teachers have it so hard. And I'm like, yeah, they always want to blame the teachers. So then that's like the moment before. But all of that is supported by the text. All of that is supported by the text. This teacher who clearly loves what they do in a lot of ways. She says she's planning to go to grad school if she wasn't crushed under the debt of her undergrad. So you can love what you do and then also just feel so beat up by it and just need to unload. And my goodness, as an actor, do I understand this? I can love what I do. And then some days it's just like too much. You put so much into it, and it feels like sometimes just very little return. And I can understand this, you know, with teachers. And I have been a teacher myself, not in a public school system, but some of the rhetoric I hear today about teachers, it's just so heartbreaking what they deal with. So be nice to the teachers in your life, because it is a hard, thankless job. Anyway, if this monologue resonated with you, if you are pro teacher, give this monologue a like and be sure to subscribe for more monologues coming in the 1000 Monologues Challenge. And thank you from the bottom of my heart so very much.